What's up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
and we're back at it again, bringing you 40. Wait, this ain't 40 facts.
No.
This is for the greater.
Today's question comes from Jasmine Ross. Now, this is a video series where we answer questions that you guys left from previous weeks. So we have a subscriber, Jasmine Ross, who asks, "What will the lore be behind the end of times for 40k?" So all we can do is speculate at this moment. But we do know, well, first let's say what we do know. We know that the end of times is going to happen because the Primarch, both good and bad, are coming back. 4 of them. Who are they?
It is the Lion, which is Lionel Johnson.
Dark Angels. Space Wolves.
Space Wolves, Lehman Russ. Robot Gilliman of the Ultramarines.
Ultramarines.
And who was it?
You said it wasn't Vulcan.
It's not Vulcan, which everybody wants it to be. Oh, Corsaro Khan of the White Scars.
Oh, White Scars. Okay.
Yeah.
And then the evil guys is going to be Ferrus Manus, Thousand Suns. It's going to be...
Ferrus Manus is...
Oh, sorry. Magnus the Red.
Magnus the Red, Thousand Suns.
And Perturabo, Iron...
Word Bearers? Oh, no, Iron Warriors.
Iron Warriors. Perturabo, which is Word Bearers. And then the last one is...
No, Logar.
What did you say?
Perturabo is Iron Warriors. Logar is Word Bearers.
Yes, and the last one is...
Angron.
World
Eaters. Now, the cool thing is, all these Traitor Primarchs are Demon Princes. So, we're going to have Demon Princes fighting against regular Primarchs.
So, what I think is going to happen is there's going to be another Black Crusade. This time, Abaddon is going to bring his goons with him, being the Primarchs. They're going to appear in different areas around the Cadian Gate, because I still think that, in order to get out of the Eye of Terror, you have to confront the Cadian Gates.
Right.
So Angron, I think, is going to lead most of it. In terms of what their overall missions are going to be, I think they're going to be split. I think each individual Primarch is going to have a goal to disrupt or to corrupt the Primarchs that are coming back. So, like, Angron is going to try to kill off Gilliman, I feel. Because, like, the 2 heavy hitters for both of them, Angron is the one that's most well known, and of course Khorne. Everybody plays Khorne. And then Gilliman, because...
Ultramarines, the poster boy of GW.
Yeah, so they're going to go head to head at some point. Now, I wonder if they're going to break it up. Like, I wonder if they're just going to be like, here are all the Primarchs, boom. Here are all the Demon Primarchs, boom. Or if they're going to be like, these 2 encountered each other first. So let's throw out those 2 models, a couple units that are special, and then wait like a couple months to have some other Primarch come out. Because that's what happened in Forge World, right?
Right. And
they're basing this whole End of Times thing off of the success that Forge World had with their Primarch and Horus Heresy line.
Right.
So I think little by little they're not gonna shoot everything at us all at once. They're gonna roll it out throughout the year. And I think Angron and Gilliman are gonna be the first guys to come out.
I want it to be Lehman Russ and Magnus the Red.
They're for sure gonna be coming out at the same time.
Right, because they've always been at it. And Forge World's actually putting out Lehman Russ, the model, out pretty soon. So
so we're gonna get to see his change. I hope he has a big beard.
And another thing is, they already kind of hinted at this when Warzone Fenris, I believe is what it's called. So when the Khorne demon invasion was happening in their home world, and there's a whole storyline to it, and that's when the Wolfen came out. So Lehman Russ shouldn't be too far behind.
So nice. Those guys might be the first ones. Now, in terms of the lore, I don't know. We could guess all over the place.
It could be anything.
But yeah. Thank you for asking.
Good question, Yasmin Rouse. Next one, Elric Enguist. This hurts my voice. What if the virus that caused the war between the humans and the AI-controlled robots of the Dark Age of technology was of Necron design? Maybe accidentally introduced when the humans of the Dark Age of technology found some Necron tech, and they wanted to connect it to their own tech.
Could be a possibility, but like we've said before, that whole virus thing has been swept underneath the rug for so long. Most of the time when we talk about the Dark Age of technology and then the Age of Strife, we talk about the warp getting all
crazy.
Yeah, which is the cause of that. But yeah,
it's possible.
Yes. Ian Wells. What I'm thinking is perhaps the Tyranids were fleeing something. And through the massive evolutionary power of the Tyranids, they actually destroy what they were fleeing from. However, the path the Tyranids were placed on sees them continuing to consume everything they come across as a matter of course.
Yeah. It's a possibility.
It's a possibility, yeah.
We kind of already touched base on this before, but yeah, we don't like the fact that we don't want a bigger threat making the threat of the Tyranids to become belittled.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see.
Yep.
And here we go again with the Tyranids. Tyranids just avoid the Necron consciously because obviously the Necrons are not living and they cannot be consumed. Also, Necron technology is very efficient against Tyranids. Their carapaces could not resist whatever adaptations they had applied. So yeah, it seems like these two are like mortal enemies, but it's more in the favor of the Necrons.
Yeah, because the Tyranids are just trying to find the best path with least resistance. And the Necrons possess a huge resistance. It's going to be scary, and we've talked about this before. If the Tyranids somehow find a way to incorporate like the Necrotyr armor into themselves, or if they somehow adapt to defend themselves from a non-living
weaponry, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Tesla.
Sentient being or whatever.
Now, the scariest thing, in my opinion, is if they somehow are able to consume the Catan shards. Now, that's going to be some...
Who knows what's going to happen there?
Yeah.
Because we got to remember the Catan used to be star gods. Star gods weren't really gods. They were just beings that consumed stars. Like they were found in the core of the star, consuming the energy and the radiation left off from that. So in a way, they were biological, I guess.
Right. Scary, but plausible.
Thomas Bailey.
Yeah.
Orcs don't access the warp. Weird boys use the built-up orc gestalt. What's this?
Yeah, gestalt.
Field to use their abilities. So by the idea, the orc gods are not warp gods. On the idea of possession, also look at the whole Gene Stealer orc reaction. Orcs don't accept an interference into their society and will exterminate any Gene Stealer cults they come across. Yeah, they do the same thing for chaos. So like if a chaos orc is tainted, the other orcs, if they're not possessed or if they're not inflicted by a disease by Nurgle, you're going to try to kill that orc because it's not part of their society. They don't see it as part of their society.
Right. So basically anything not orc related and outsider is going to be smushed.
Yes. There you go.
Iona 2225. Here's to not squeefying the Tyranids to scared monsters. I've supported two theories, one of which is what you mentioned, that they are natural predators devouring the universe of its life like locusts, but in space. Or they were seeded by the Old Ones during the Great War in order to combat certain creatures that are dependent on the warp. For example, the Eldar and the Krorks. Yeah. It's a kind of cleanup after they fought the Necrons, and the warp is all on LSD and bath salts due to how many died and suffered in the war. So yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think I think the Old Ones are gone and they don't look back. I don't think that this is a creation of the Old Ones. But possibility, who knows? That would mean that what's behind Tyranids is the Old Ones. And they must know a way to get rid of the Tyranids if they're sending to clean house.
Right. Because you don't just buy a cat to kill the mouse. You expect to keep the cat.
Yeah. Or tame it or somehow.
Right.
Yeah. It's like that Simpsons movie or a Simpsons show where like there's a bunch of iguanas, so then they get gorillas to get rid of the iguanas, and then they have to wait for the winter to come to kill the gorillas.
Right. It's all about the circle of life. There's
So
always a bigger fish.
Yeah. So maybe the winter is coming to kill the Tyranids.
Mikazuchi.
No, you do not want to get freaky with a demonette, much less a squad. Each one of them has a dick, very likely converted in horrific and sharp barbs. And while they're looking at them and thinking orgy, they're looking back at you and thinking gang rape.
Hey, maybe that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah. Maybe that turns people on, man. You don't know. You don't know. Maybe a corkscrew penis is what some people are asking for.
And if they have it, then I'm here to receive it.
That's gross. That's a lot of blood.
That is a lot of blood.
Blood is just an instant. Nope.
William Adams Arbona. In Rogue Trader, the role-playing game, there's a tale of a pre-Heresy ship found by a Navy patrol. It's only one page, but the machine spirit of the transport they used to investigate it was described as being reluctant to dock with it and refusing orders until the AdMech on board quieted it. Then the unidentified ship took over the transport and the AdMech as well.
That's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, so the machine spirit is an integral part that a lot of people seem to just brush away, like, oh, that's just heresy, or there's no ghosts in the machines, but this proves otherwise.
Kinda. I really want to play any role-playing game that has to do with Warhammer, but I need to find the right group. Next question comes from the same guy, William. Did you guys forget that the demonettes are hermaphrodites? That is actually very open-minded of you to think. Good for you. What did we say? I don't even remember what we said.
So, I think we said we wanted to sleep with them or something.
With some demonettes?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there you go. Dirt Magert.
I think the Nids were made by the old ones in another galaxy, sent to clean up their mistakes.
Fits the previous person's theory and what we said.
Right.
John Howard. Who would win? Spartans from Halo versus Space Marines from any other chapter? Nothing too OP, maybe. 10 on 10, standard loadouts with one heavy weapon per side.
I gotta give it to the Marines of the space. Yeah, Space Marines.
Yeah, me too.
In my opinion, they're more resilient. They're, I don't know, I feel
protected by the Emperor.
Yeah, even though the Spartans are pretty badass and, like, trained and athletic, I don't think they can keep up with
2 hearts.
Right.
Yeah.
But cool question though. Thomas Kenny. Ooh, this one's for you, Gersh. How long does it take for an orc spore to grow into a fully adult orc?
Oh, and it's different for a black orc.
Right. Well, black orcs, they're
black.
Right. So their lives matter.
Oh, wait, so Black Orc's fantasy though, right?
Yeah, that's fantasy.
Okay. Well, I know for 40k, it's about a week. And the reason that I say this is because there's this theory. If you check out our 40 Facts, the first 40 Facts episode
For the
orcs, I talk about this theory in which there was an Imperial Guard or Imperial Savant who said that if you encounter an orc unit within a week, that unit is going to double in size. And initially, the savants used to believe that the orcs would open up a rift into the warp and more orcs would pour out. But in reality, what's happening is that you attack the orcs, you fight the orcs, spores get released, and those spores grow, and then basically the orcs double in size. And that happens within a week. So that means that from the point of the first encounter and killing of an orc and a week later that orc is ready to fight you, that means that they grow within a week. Now, that thing that I was reading did not specify if it's an Earth week, but I'm guessing it's a Terran week, so there you go.
Cool.
Sly Carl. Got questions. I read it before. Wait, hold on. Right underneath Thomas K.
Okay.
Got question. I read it before, but I forgot it, and there might be another human on other galaxies as mentioned before. Humans have been able to build technology that the current Imperium cannot develop, or recreate harvesting star energy terraform planets in a few years, and they able to go back beyond. This is a run-on sentence.
Yeah. So he's saying that there are humans in another galaxy, and these humans have a better technology than our humans in the Milky Way. For example, they have been able to harvest stars, terraform planets, and they can go beyond the dark void.
Oh, and you've read it before in another lore.
Right.
So let's see. Will try to come back to their own galaxy or ours and wage war against the Imperium, because the cog boys are against tech guys who invent things. So there's another race that's coming?
Another human race. So he's saying there's another human race that's more technologically advanced, and if they come here, the Imperium is going to see them as heretics because they've been improving on their technology. So how plausible is this?
I mean, it's possible. Because we were talking about a lot about abhumans. I researched a lot about abhumans. There's not that many abhuman lineages left, and the ones that are left are very controlled by the Imperium. So even if a planet were to exist that has advanced the technology of the of man, they would have to have advanced it to a point starting with the Dark Crusade. So from the Dark Crusade moving on, you get to the Dark Age of Technology. So they're no stronger than the people of the Dark Age of Technology. And if it's just one planet, they will not be able to defend themselves from the Imperium as they are now. Because even though they might be more technologically advanced,
they don't have the numbers.
No, they don't have the numbers. So yeah. If that happens, that's what would happen.
Right. Now, if it's a whole friggin' system, or like you said, like a parallel universe,
yeah,
then that's when things start to get interesting.
And those were the questions for this week. Thank you guys so much for asking. Now, we're going to do a Patreon exclusive. You can listen to more of our awesome answering of questions if you click on the link right here. That's going to take you to Patreon. It's $1, but with that $1, you get exclusive content. So please support us. And we'll catch you in the Patreon video, hopefully.
Yeah, and as always, I'm the Sound Alchemist here with
Gershwan,
and we are signing out.